This is Master Raney, back with another video, and this one is going to be about the election. An incoming call from the Project Commission. Master Raney speaking.
Hey Master Raney, we are the Project Commission and we are calling to inform you your duty on what to do if either Trump or Biden wins.
What do you got in mind?
So here it is, since we heard you voted Trump, we must tell you this. If Trump wins, you don't have to worry about it, but you will have to. If Biden wins, this is what you'll have to do. If Trump loses, you will have to present the timeline of one-term presidents on your channel, including Donald Trump. So fingers crossed Master Raney, so wake up tomorrow morning and check the election results to see who wins.
Good deal.
Have a good night and fingers crossed.
We're just gonna have to see tomorrow. Now to check the election polls to see if I am mandated or not to do the timeline of the 10 one-term presidents. As I pull out my phone to check and see, and well, I guess I got no choice. I have to do the timeline of the 10 one-term presidents. Hello?
Well, Raney, we regret to inform you that Donald Trump has lost to Joe Biden this election. So, you have been mandated to present the timeline of one-term presidents. You will be obligated to give detail on their term periods, political parties, president numbers in history, and of course election polls involving these 10 presidents. Got it?
Well, can do.
Be sure to do that. We will see it by the end of the video to check and inspect it to see if you got all the expected details. At the end, you must say the following: that is good news for the Biden supporters and bad news for the Trump supporters, including myself, which had me make this video about the one-term presidents, because the Project Commission said so. Understood?
Oh yeah, that is definitely understood, that I could do so.
Now get started.
Where to begin? Let's start with John Adams. Second U.S. President John Adams was the first one-term president in American history. He served from March 4th, 1797 to March 4th, 1801, and was in the Federalist Party. So during the 1796 and 1800 elections, he was in a battle with Thomas Jefferson. And in the 1796 election, John Adams won, but in the 1800 election, Thomas Jefferson won. John Quincy Adams served as the 6th U.S. president and was the 2nd president in history who only served one term, from March 4th, 1825 to March 4th, 1829, and was a part of the Whig Party. So during the 1824 U.S. presidential election, Quincy Adams raced against Andrew Jackson, William H. Crawford, and Henry Clay, and won the 1824 election. But in the 1828 election, he raced against Andrew Jackson, and Andrew Jackson won. Our first natural-born president, also known as the 8th U.S. president, Martin Van Buren, has been the 3rd U.S. president to only serve one term and was part of the Democratic Party, serving from March 4th, 1837 to March 4th, 1841. So during the 1836 United States presidential election, Martin Van Buren was in a race against William Harrison, Hugh White, Daniel Webster, and Willie Mangum, and he won that election. During the 1840 election, he was in a race against William Harrison, and he won. 23rd U.S. President Ben Harrison was the 4th president to serve one term in between March 4th, 1889 and March 4th, 1893. So this Republican here has his term in between Stephen Grover Cleveland's 2 split terms. In the 1888 election, he raced against Stephen Grover Cleveland and won. but he lost in the 1892 election against Stephen Grover Cleveland, also battling against James Weaver. 27th U.S. President William Howard Taft was the 5th president and only served one term and is part of the Republican Party. He served from March 4th, 1909 to March 4th, 1913. He may have defeated William Bryan in the 1908 election, but in the 1912 election, he was defeated by Woodrow Wilson, alongside Teddy Roosevelt in the Progressive Party. 31st U.S. President Herbert Hoover was the 6th president to serve one term, and he was also part of the Republican Party. He served from March 4th, 1929 to March 4th, 1933. In the 1928 presidential election, Herbert Hoover defeated Al Smith, but then he lost in the 1932 election to FDR. 38th U.S. President Gerald Ford has been the vice president of Richard Nixon, who only served from August 9th, 1974 to January 20th, 1977, after Richard Nixon resigned because of the Watergate scandal. He was part of the Republican Party, and he has been the 7th president to only serve one term, only because he took over after a resigned president. So in the 1976 presidential election, he was defeated by Jimmy Carter. 39th U.S. President Jimmy Carter has been the only Democrat to serve only one term, and he served between January 20th, 1977 and January 20th, 1981. This has already been mentioned, but he defeated Ford in the 1976 election, but in the 1980 election, he lost to Ronald Reagan. 41st U.S. President George H.W. Bush has only served from January 20th, 1989 to January 20th, 1993, and is part of the Republican Party. He has been the 9th president to serve only one term in U.S. history. In the 1988 presidential election, George H.W. Bush won against Michael Dukakis, but in the 1992 election, he lost to Bill Clinton. Now we finally reach 45th U.S. President Donald Trump, who recently lost this election to Joe Biden and only won the last election against Hillary Clinton. This guy is part of the Republican Party, who started since January 20th, 2017, and will be mandated to leave office January 20th, 2021. So in the 2016 presidential election, he did defeat Hillary Clinton by having 304 votes, while Hillary only had 227 electoral votes. But however, in this election, in the 2020 election, he lost to Biden. So that pretty much wraps up the whole timeline of the 10 presidents that only served one term. And I have one last thing to say that the Project Commission has encouraged me to say by the end of the video. That is good news for the Biden supporters and bad news for the Trump supporters, including myself, which had me make this video about the one-term presidents because the Project Commission said so. Yeah.
At this time of making the video, please present the election map to the audience in case, if some people are thinking that you are lying that Trump lost this election.
Well, there has been no update at the time, but I'm just going to have to show it anyway. So this shows that there's going to be a goodbye Trump presidency starting January 20th, 2021. And Biden will be sworn in as the 46th president because of these results. And sure as hell, we don't know if Biden will be the 11th president to serve one term or if he's going to serve 2 full terms. But we're just going to have to wait and see eventually. And thanks for watching, y'all. I made this because our recent president has become the most recent one-term president in history. And now this is Master Raney signing off. I'll see you eventually on the 42nd video of the Master Raney channel.